The saloon murder that set Brazoria's tone, West Columbia, June 1, 1874, West Columbia, Texas. The sun was high, the air was thick, and two men were about to settle something the courts couldn't. William Boykin had just won a $600 lawsuit against Joseph Tinsley, but folks said it wasn't about the money, it was about what Boykin said about Tinsley's wife. That morning, Joseph and his brother Charles found Boykin sitting outside the saloon. Joseph demanded an apology. Boykin stood, looked him in the eye, and said, "I take back nothing." Joseph raised a shotgun and fired. Boykin was gone before he hit the floorboards. 3 years, 2 mistrials, a sister too sick to testify, a witness who said Boykin carried derringers and made threats. In the end, the jury said, not guilty. They called it justice, but some say it was just the first time Brazoria learned how loud silence can be. Follow 4 more stories buried in courthouse ledgers and family names.
The Sweeney Murders, 1895, Sweeney, Texas. Brazoria County was built on Sugar Land names, like Nash and Sweeney ran through it like river veins. Before the murder, before the name was stained with blood, there was land, thousands of acres of it. The Nash family helped shape this county. So did the Sweeneys. By the 1850s, their plantations stretched from West Columbia to the San Bernard River. Sugarcane fields, brick kilns, slave cabins. Brazoria had more enslaved people than anywhere west of the Mississippi. In 1873, Thomas Jefferson Sweeney was born into that legacy. His great-grandfather, John Sweeney, helped found the town that still bears their name. In 1894, Thomas married Lula Davis, daughter of Wilson Davis. They had a son, Bertrand, the next winter. It should have been the start of something new. It wasn't. In September 1895, Wilson Davis shot Thomas dead. No duel, no warning. Just blood between families with land. Too tangled to divide. They buried Thomas on the Nash Ranch, where his mother's family once grew sugar. The records didn't say why it happened, just who pulled the trigger. Davis served 5 years. When he got out, he came back to Brazoria and said he'd finish the job. April 1906. Davis rode into East Columbia. Reese stepped outside and fired once. Davis never got up. Reese said it was self-defense, and he was found not guilty. Lula remarried, died just 2 years later. Her son Bertrand carried the name, moved west. Died in El Paso in 1943. The land built them. Sugar enriched them. Murder scattered them. But the names Nash, Davis, Sweeney still echo on to this day.
The Murder of Louis Diggs, 1896, Brazoria County. May 24, 1896, Brazoria County, Texas. A man named Louis Diggs is shot and killed. The men indicted? Brothers Charles and Walker Tunstall. The charge? Murder with malice, a legal term that meant they intended to kill. But the records don't say why. No motive, no trial, just silence. By 1903, Charles Tunstall was back in jail, this time for another murder. But before he could stand trial, he and another inmate were shot and killed inside the Brazoria County Jail. The murder of Louis Diggs faded from the record. No obituary, no family history. Just a name in a ledger. Some lives were never written into the history books, but they mattered, and they deserved to be remembered. Follow for more stories buried in the margins of Texas history. Melissa Williams, A Name in the Shadows, Brazoria County, Texas. In December 1898, a woman named Melissa Williams was murdered in Brazoria County. The weapon, an axe. The man indicted, Ransom O'Neill. The court record is brief. One charge, no motive, no newspaper stories, no obituary. Just a name and a death. O'Neill was never tried for Melissa's murder. A year later, he was indicted again for assault with intent to murder Ann Hilliard. Violence followed him. By 1902, he was jailed for yet another killing, this time of County Attorney Smith. But before he could face justice, Ransom O'Neill was shot and killed inside the Brazoria County Jail, alongside Charles Tunstall. No one was ever charged. Melissa never got a trial. No known grave, no known family, just silence. Her story was reduced to a single line in a court docket, but she mattered. Is this how the Brazoria County justice system started? A criminal never sentenced. A victim forgotten? Follow for more stories history forgot. The Jailhouse Murders. Who killed Ransom O'Neill and Charles Tunstall, Brazoria County, Texas, 1903. January 1903, Brazoria County, Texas. 2 inmates, Ransom O'Neill and Charles Tunstall, were found shot dead inside the county jail. O'Neill had been indicted for the axe murder of Melissa Williams, and for assault with intent to murder Ann Hilliard a year later. But he was never held accountable. Then in 1902, he and Charles Tunstall were accused of killing County Attorney Smith. A third murder, a new headline, and this time, they were locked up. But before a trial could happen, someone silenced them. Both men were shot and killed inside the jail. No charges, no answers. 3 victims, 2 suspects, 0 convictions. Why wasn't Ransom O'Neill convicted of the other crimes? Who wanted him dead? Follow for more forgotten crimes from Brazoria County's past. A father, a murder, and no one ever knew why. Angleton, Texas, 1909. 1909, Brazoria County. In Angleton, Texas, Charles Delaney killed his teenage son and never gave a reason. Convicted, confined, then gone. Delaney escaped the Angleton jail with another inmate, Otto Cooper. What followed was a storm of violence. The manhunt began, but justice unraveled. 9 people died, the killers vanished, and the town descended into chaos. Deputy Hillenarmer Munson, only 29, paid the ultimate price. He was brave, respected, and the first to fall. 8 more lives lost, their names erased. Neighbors, daughters, strangers, swallowed by silence. 1 motive never known, 8 names never spoken, 1 town never the same. This wasn't justice, it was a reckoning. After the bloodshed, Angleton didn't just lose lives. It lost its sense of safety. Doors were bolted. Eyes watched the woods. And for years, people slept with rifles by their beds.